What's up, Dragon Guard? My name's Red, and today we're going to be looking at the subreddit Am I the A-hole? Should be interesting. Last time we looked at r/nice guys, and now I wish I could self-delete. There, is that YouTube friendly? I think that's YouTube friendly. Am I the asshole for telling my roommate she needs to shower more often because the smell is affecting the whole apartment? Oh boy. So I, 22-year-old female, share a 2-bedroom apartment with my roommate, 23-year-old female. We've known each other since freshman year of college, and honestly, she's fun to live with most of the time. The problem is she barely showers. Sometimes she'll go 4 or 5 days without one, and it's starting to get bad. Oof. At first, I didn't want to say anything because hygiene can be kind of personal, and I didn't want to sound judgmental, but the smell is taking over the entire apartment. Her room smells musty, her bed sheets definitely haven't been washed in forever, and when she sits on the couch, the cushions actually hold the smell for hours. It's gotten to the point where friends have noticed. I had a couple of girls over for wine night, and one of them texted me later. She was asking what was going on with my roommate because the place smelled rough.
I was mortified.
One of the problems with these Reddit story times is you're only getting one perspective, so you never know. Like, this could be a legitimate problem, or it could be like an asshole being an unreliable narrator. But I guess in order to do this, we kind of have to suspend disbelief a little bit. So, all right, here we go. We'll just go with the assumption that it's real and that it's sincere. That said, the "I was mortified" feels a little suspicious, just a little bit, just a little. So a few days ago, I finally brought it up. I tried to be really careful and said that maybe she should shower a bit more often because the smell is starting to spread through the apartment.
Doesn't sound that careful.
She immediately got defensive and snapped that I was being controlling and acting like her mom. She told me if it bothers me so much, I can open a window or light candles. Now she's barely speaking to me and acting cold whenever we're both home. One of our mutual friends even told me I was wrong for saying anything because everyone has their own lifestyle and I should just deal with it. Okay, first, I think we should separate the issue of like personal hygiene with like her room. Cause like if it's messy in the common areas, if it's messy in her room to the point where it's like smelling in the rest of the apartment, I think that's like a fine discussion to have. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing to bring up at all. And honestly, it's probably most of the problem. So I probably would have started there rather than being like, you should shower more because obviously no one's going to take that well. Like, even if it's true, like, no one's going to take being told to shower more well. um, some people need to hear it. I understand, but like, I don't know, man. Like, then again, it's a living situation, so I wouldn't discourage honest and open communication in general. I don't know. It's a tough situation. You can let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna say not the asshole though, because like I'll assume she's sincere here. The whole "she embarrassed me in front of my other friends" thing is a little weird. I also wonder if there's anything else going on. Is there a medical condition or something? But anyways, I'll say not the asshole since I assume she's being sincere. Let's see what other people had to say. I had a roommate like this in college. We actually had to sit her down as a group and tell her she smelled. It was brutal, but it worked. Sometimes people legit don't realize how bad it is. I mean, that's true. But then the OP says, honestly, I think she just doesn't care. She even told me she only showers when she feels like she needs to, which clearly isn't enough. I had 4 coworkers like this. I'm a manager, so it fell on me to say something. Okay. Okay now. All right. I'm not listening to bosses complain about employees. That's not just a decoration, all right? I mean it. I stand with the stinky workers. I will never by default believe a manager complaining about how her workers smell. Like,
No, on Reddit. Come on, that's crazy.
my husband was left alone for 3 weeks and I wish he'd just cheated instead. 3 weeks ago, I left for a work trip. My husband didn't want to come. I'll hang back, game a little, order pizza, he said. He's 41. I thought, fine, he's an adult, he'll be fine. He was not fine. Oh boy. Day 2. He decided he was going to become a grill master even though we don't own a grill. He stacked 3 baking sheets on top of the other, poured lighter fluid over them, and set off the smoke alarm for 40 minutes. The oven still smells like gasoline. Oh, Jesus. Then he got really into minimalist living after a TikTok binge and threw away half of our dishes, claiming we only need 1 bowl each. Unfortunately, he chose the salad bowl and the dog's water dish. Everything else gone. Okay, come on, this can't be real. To feed himself, he bulk ordered 20 frozen burritos and survived on those exclusively. By week 2, he was eating them still partially frozen because it's basically a cold wrap. His justification saves electricity. He stopped doing laundry entirely, just rotated between 2 pairs of basketball shorts. By the time I got back, they'd fused into what I can only describe as a denim adjacent cardboard. The dog started growling every time he sat down. Last night, I walked in to find him shirtless, playing the recorder he ordered off Amazon because Mozart slapped. Oh my god, I love this. The living room smelled like burnt plastic and ranch dressing. This morning, I woke up to him mumbling in his sleep, I am the burrito. The dog has relocated to the bathtub and won't come out. Now I'm sitting in a cafe sipping coffee like it's communion wine with a dog that looks like he's seen combat. The barista asked if I wanted almond milk. I said, no, my house is already nut-based chaos. Hope your morning's less smoky. Crap. That can't be real. Oh my god. That's insane. My husband's spiritual retreat turned out to be something else entirely. Every year, my husband takes off for a weekend alone at a hotel. He always described it as a spiritual retreat. Time to read, think, sip some whiskey, and reset. I honestly admired it and even felt a little guilty that I did not have the same kind of discipline for self reflection. Last month, I noticed odd changes in his credit card from his most recent trip. At first, I thought it was just room service, but then there were receipts from bars, clubs, and even a spa. That was not part of the hotel. When I asked him about it, he brushed it off and said he needed the atmosphere to feel inspired. Eventually, I found out the messages on his phone that made it clear he was using these weekends not to find himself, but to lose himself, getting drunk, meeting people off dating apps, and living a double life for 48 hours every year while I sat at home believing he was meditating. I already told him I want a divorce. You won't believe the 20 minutes I just had in the grocery store. So I'm in the grocery store, right? It's like 7 p.m. and I'm just staring at the wall of pasta sauces because I can't decide between the marinara and the arrabbiata. You know, the usual life crisis. This older lady comes up next to me and she's doing the same thing, just staring. We stand there for a solid minute in complete silence. Then she just goes, my husband left me for a woman who makes her own sauce from scratch. Wow. Okay. I didn't know what to say, so I just blurted out, well, her sauce probably isn't even that good. She looked at me, and then she just started laughing this kind of wheezy cry laugh, and I started laughing too. We just stood there in the pasta sauce, by the pasta sauce, laughing like maniacs. I ended up buying the arrabbiata. I don't think I helped, but it was a moment. You ever just have a weirdly human connection with a complete stranger in the most random place? Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. That's cute. It's kind of sweet. I don't know if I believe it, but sexted my boss by accident and she seems interested. Pray for me? What? So I'm at work texting my girlfriend under the desk. I type out, can't wait to get home and absolutely ruin you tonight. Send, pocket the phone, go back to work. A minute later, I get a reply, bold of you to assume you can handle me. I look down and it's my boss. My heart stopped. I read it 5 times thinking my eyes were broken. She wasn't joking. She thought I meant it. Now she's being extra friendly around the office all week, leaning in close when she talks, complimenting me way too much. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there sweating through my shirt, trying to figure out how to explain this without ending up on the news. Yeah, okay, sure, buddy. Come on. New information has surfaced. I mean, it kind of sounded like she was joking, but um, you know, because I'm sure, like, okay, I'm sorry, I just don't really believe this story. It kind of sounds like porn. Uh, just saying.
Call me skeptical.
Okay, my female 29 cousin, female 29, has convinced herself that my husband, male 33, is in love with her. How do we deal with this? This should be interesting. My husband James and I got married a little over 2 months ago, and this has been going on since then. We had a pretty small wedding. I have a huge family, but invited less than half of them for personal reasons. One cousin, Mira, I was unsure about inviting, but she was going through a hard time, and I thought inviting her would help her get out of her depressive funk. She's recently divorced after her husband of 2 years cheated on her and kicked her out of his home. Oh, God. How are you gonna like do that to someone you fucking married? Like you married them and then just fucking make them homeless and kick them out. That's crazy. Jesus. At the wedding, everything was pretty normal and nothing crazy happened. Relevant detail here is that during the wedding reception, my husband and I did a little segment where we dedicated songs to each other and they were played with an announcement stating that I dedicated one to him, then he dedicated one to me. The song he dedicated to me was Adore You by Harry Styles. We are both Harry Styles fans, and that is my husband's favorite song. Oh, that's sweet. Because of the lyric that says brown skin over and lemon over ice, Mira thinks he was secretly dedicating it to her and not me. Her reasoning is that she has darker skin than I do, which is true, but it was not meant for her, and also insane thought process. Well, yeah, I mean, we're with you. We're with you unless you were leaving out some big details. Ever since then, she was telling people that her and my husband are seeing each other behind my back and bragging about dating him, which she is not doing. My husband had only met Mira once before the wedding at Thanksgiving 4 years ago, and they didn't even speak to each other apart from saying hi. Mira has been posting poorly photoshopped pictures of herself and my husband, and took photos from the wedding and cropped me out of them and plastered them on social media, bragging about being with my husband. Oh man, I think, geez, get your cousin some help. Why are you posting on Reddit? That's what, like, I mean, thank you, because like it's content, but like, geez, this sounds like a really serious situation. Don't come to Reddit for advice.
Go to a doctor. Ah.
We've both asked her to stop, and she blocked me and ignored him. My family members are split. The ones who weren't invited are saying I deserve this, and this is my karma for not inviting him to my wedding. My cousins all think Mira is crazy, and my aunts and uncles who were invited say that I should just ignore her since I know she's lying. That's strange advice. This is driving me and my husband insane. And yesterday, Friday, she showed up at my husband's job to bring him lunch and told everyone she was his girlfriend, which led to confusion since most of his coworkers know me. Oh my God. And three of them were at the wedding. I literally don't even know what to do at this point because this is so stupid and insane that I'm dumbfounded. I would appreciate some advice. How the hell do I handle this? Okay, yeah, I mean that is a tough situation. I'll never assume anyone's lying, but always remember this is from one person's perspective. But holy crap, yes, please get your cousin some help. And like, I don't know. I don't think you needed to bring this to Reddit. Edit. Thank you all. I've got lots of advice quickly, so I'm going to speak to my husband about all your ideas. I'm getting too many messages and comments of people accusing me of AI, and I don't really want to argue about that right now, so I'm leaving this here. Thanks again. She says she doesn't think she's unstable, but I like she's hallucinating, That's crazy. Okay, next one. My 22-year-old female birth control was tampered with by my boyfriend, 22-year-old male. I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do. I, I'm not a lawyer, but that sounds like sexual assault to me. But let's read the story. My boyfriend, 22 male, and I, 22-year-old female, have been together for 3 years. We were high school friends, grew apart, ended up going to the same college, similar majors, reconnected. You guessed the rest. We've been on the rocks lately. Our lifestyles just don't align very well, and sometimes he treats me more like a mother than a partner. I'm losing patience. Oh boy. This is gonna get dark. He's an only child and kind of a massive mama's boy. His mom is nice enough, just very traditional. Until recently, I don't feel like I've had a reason to distrust her. He confides in her a lot about our relationship, sometimes an uncomfortable amount. For the past couple of months, I feel like she's been trying to plant seeds in my head about having kids when I'm alone with her. Some examples: the joy of motherhood is like nothing else. You'll understand someday. I know it's hard right now, a baby might bring you closer.
How are you gonna say that in 2025? Like, that's like a cliche from like every fucking soap opera. Everybody knows that that's not true. God.
People still delude themselves into thinking that it is, though, don't they? That's sad. This is a sad subreddit. Once you have a baby, everything else falls away. They're little miracle workers. Yeah, that's just not true. That's just not true at all. Fatherhood changes people. I think boyfriend's name just needs to experience it. That last one in regards to his responsibility and lack of accountability for housework. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Come on. I'm on the pill. I've been trying to get on a different form of birth control that doesn't require consistent effort, like an IUD, injections, arm implant, but I haven't been able to decide which one is right for me. My birth control comes in a blister pack, but I usually pop a week's worth into a pill organizer so I can take it with my other medications. So I don't bother taking sugar pills you're supposed to take during the week of your period. I keep the empty blister packs and the leftover sugar pills in my nightstand because I'm weird about throwing things away sometimes. Me too. What if I need it later? Mentality I picked up growing up a doomsday prepping household. Well, okay, not me, but thanks, Dad. I feel incredibly stupid for that now. A couple of weeks ago, I missed my period. I took pregnancy tests, saw the dreaded second line, and proceeded to freak out. Boyfriend was at work when I found out, so I called him immediately. I told him we needed to talk and it was urgent. He didn't want to come home at first since we were not in a great situation financially. I started bawling and begging, and I think he realized I was serious. When he got home, I was sitting on the bathroom floor. I was a wreck. Cried so hard I vomited. Anyways, boyfriend gets back to our apartment, finds me on the floor as soon as he sees the pregnancy test. He fucking smiles.
Dude, this is a horror story. This isn't a. This should be in like r/horror stories. Like this is awful. You smile.
His face lit up, and I saw red. No acknowledgement of the state I was in. The first thing he said to me, besides what's going on, was, "Oh God, baby, this is great." I wanted to pull my head through a wall. God, this is so horrible. I tried to explain to him through snot and tears and spit, "No, this was not great. We're both full time students with jobs. I can't take time off. I have a ton of unresolved health issues. We can barely afford the roof over our heads. I hate the idea of getting an abortion. I'm all, f- I'm all for it when it's someone else, just not me. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it." He left me to cool down in the bathroom for a while. I told him to get out. I saw one of my fucking blister packs in the bathroom trash can. We don't use it very often, so we empty it once in a while. I threw away the pregnancy test. It knocked aside a wad of toilet paper, and the silver foil caught my eye. I dug through the trash and found 7 of my regular fucking birth control pills at the bottom of the trash bag. I can't believe he not only did this to me, but also was incredibly careless. It's like he barely tried to hide it. I can't tell if he wanted me to find it or if he just genuinely doesn't have anything knocking around inside of the cranium besides a few rocks. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how this could have happened. I'm so diligent about taking my meds. I feel so fucking stupid, so stupid. No, this is not your fault. Like, if he did this, this is a crime, I'm pretty sure. Like, the sugar pills are literally a different fucking color. I take 7 pills in the morning and unceremoniously dump them in my mouth. I definitely didn't look closely at them. He didn't give me a reason to think I had to. He hadn't said anything about kids. I couldn't tell he was the kind. I could tell he was the kind of trying to be better about his relationships, or sorry, responsibilities lately. I thought things were finally starting to look up when he came to the state of our relationship. This yeah, this is so yeah. This person's like, this is SA, which is what I said from the title. With access to each other's phones, I think he probably checked my Fitbit app to find out when I was ovulating since I track my period there. Oh my God. This is horrible. I don't know how else he could have known. I think I remember a few times I'd unlock my phone and find the app open. I thought nothing of it. I confided in a few close friends all about this, told them everything what he did, how I think he did it, how I think his mom might have told him to, how fucking devastated I am, and how stupid I feel. In essence, they told me I need to grow a spine, leave him, stop going crazy, and figure out my shit slash decide what to do. I mean, your friends need to show a little more empathy for you. Like, this is a horrifying situation. Now, a part of me feels like I might be overreacting. I'm staying with my parents right now. They don't know what's going on. They're kind of religious, and I'm not exactly sure how they feel about abortion. I don't want to bring it up because I don't know how they'll react. Boyfriend has been texting me nonstop, telling me to calm down and come home and talk to him. I'm so fucking lost. Sorry if this is a mess. I'm not proofreading. I don't have the bandwidth right now. Quick edit. Okay. Quick edit. I'm terminating. I'm chronically ill. I'd have an extremely risky pregnancy. I don't want to bring a kid into this environment. I've made an appointment, but I'm still so scared. God, I feel for this person. I also have my friend gently prod my ex over text about what happened. He didn't even have to do much. He bent immediately, saying he needed to get it off his chest, saying he feels like a terrible person. He is. He is. I'm leaving that goddamn scumbag, scourge of my life, far behind me. He just doesn't know it yet. I mean, please do. And holy shit, this is awful. And I have a feeling this is probably more common than we might think. This kind of reproductive abuse. This is a form of sexual assault for sure. Oof. So apparently he admitted it to everything. Like, yeah, you need to go to the cops. This person says, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's a form of sexual assault. He's trying to force you to carry a child to term, birth it, raise it without your consent. This is not a safe person to have in your life, nor is he a safe to raise your child. Him and his mom, your description of his mom makes me think they did this together or was her idea. A word of advice, if you do decide to terminate, tell him you miscarried. He doesn't deserve the truth, and you don't deserve whatever terrible response he and his mom would direct your way. I mean, that's also fair. Probably safer. But holy crap, dude, that's an insane story. Yeah, hopefully it was early enough she could just take a. He says, quick edit, I'm terminating. Oh, I read that already. But yeah, oh, jeez. God. Okay, I hope the next one is more fun. Then again, these are relationship posts. They're kind of. Anyways. Okay, this one might be a little later. My boyfriend, 22 male, ate all the jalapeno poppers. Bastard. What the fuck? Before I even got one. 21-year-old female. Tonight, I, 21 female, cooked dinner for my boyfriend of almost 2 years, 22-year-old male, and me. I made a main dish and some jalapeno poppers as an appetizer, 8 total. I was really looking forward to them because I haven't had them in a while. We sat down to watch a movie, and I was still getting settled and hadn't started eating yet. Over about 15 minutes, he ate all 8 of the poppers, and when I went to grab one, the plate was completely empty. I didn't get a single one. I asked why he didn't leave me any, and he said, you didn't say you wanted any. I was kind of surprised because I made the whole meal for both of us, so I thought it was obvious they weren't just for him. He said I'm overreacting because they're just snacks, and he was hungry. Oh my God, this guy's a fucking asshole. Like, oh, I feel for you. Holy shit. That said, this is relatively low stakes. Hopefully some communication can sort this out, but
Oh, if you eat my food, if you eat all my food. And then you're like, what? Ain't it?
I feel annoyed because 1, I took time to make them, and 2, it didn't even occur to him to leave me one, but now I'm wondering if I'm blowing this out of proportion or if it's a sign he can be inconsiderate sometimes. It's definitely a sign he can be inconsiderate sometimes. You need to talk to him about it, and hopefully the, behavior changes. If he respects you and loves you, then, hopefully that will happen. Is this the first time he seemed inconsiderate though? Because you've been together 2 years. So I'm just wondering, is this a pattern? Because if not, maybe you can cut him a break. I don't know. But
Screw you if you eat all the food I cook without leaving me any. That's a real asshole move to me.
update. We ended up talking about it that night, and I realized he honestly wasn't trying to be rude. At first, he said he sounded like him dismissing the fact I was upset, but his reasoning actually made sense. I made dinner for both of us, and the poppers were kind of an extra thing on the side. He thought they were just something I made for him because I know he loves them. And I did just kind of place them down on a small plate in front of him so he didn't think twice about finishing them off. Okay. Did he apologize? Did he apologize? I hadn't said anything about them beforehand, so he genuinely didn't think about it. As soon as he realized how much he hurt my feelings, he felt so bad he definitely made up for it. That night, he went to the store, bought everything to make more, gave me a whole plate before he touched any the next day, and made another batch to make sure I forgot the first pick. Okay, fine. I think that's fine then. Dude, I bet that the Redditors, the commenters down below, though, I'm sure are insane. They're like, leave his ass! Go to the cops! That's theft, you know? For context, he's a big guy, about 6'2", football player. I don't like how many excuses she's making for him, but also he did make up for it, so I get it. Yeah, he definitely shouldn't have assumed that before eating it. Anyways, that one was a little more lighthearted. I, 30 female, think my husband, 31 male, hates me. I think he honestly hates and disrespects me. What happened? Jeez. I'm exhausted writing this. I don't even know what to do anymore. My husband is a nightmare. He's incredibly sweet, affectionate, and funny when he's in a good mood. The issue is he's in a good mood about 40% of the time. As in, he'll be amazing Monday through Wednesday, but Wednesday night, Thursday will start being honestly awful. It could be caused by a random mood, a setback that seems to be small to me, a $10 processing fee on a concert ticket, me not agreeing with him on something he says, me not understanding what he just said, etc. I mean, really, if this mood, I don't know what else to call it, is coming on, anything will become the catalyst. It sounds like depression to me, but I think when men get depressed, like, it often comes off as just like irritability, rudeness, like just being a general asshole to be around. He's been begging, demanding to buy a new car, but we just paid off his car and mine is almost there. We moved to a new expensive city. We don't know what our student loan payments will look like. We agreed we wouldn't buy new cars until we had some time to evaluate our financial situation. Well, later he decided he doesn't agree with that. This happens a lot. We agree to something and we're good until he decides he doesn't agree, and then he starts having a temper tantrum. And he brings it up daily, whines, begs, threatens to go buy one, as in scoffs, and goes, I'm just going to go buy one and not tell you about it. Ha ha. Jeez, what a baby. He's starting fights with me incessantly, which is what he does when he's mad. He retaliates by doing things like ignoring me, gaslighting me, putting me down. Oh, when he drinks in these moods, he becomes evil. Oh no. Actually evil. We could be having a perfectly good time out. We could be having a perfectly good time, and out of nowhere, he'll say something insanely fucking mean and then just go in from there if I don't react. I mean, like, him suddenly going, I'm just not into you, or I just hate you out of nowhere. I don't react, but he'll straight up have an argument with me himself. I'll say, I love you and I don't want to fight. And he'll say, I don't care. I hate you. I'm not attracted to you. And then he'll give me a silent treatment for days and then start to chill out. I either start being nice all of a sudden or actually apologize. This is, yeah, this feels like he's depressed. Like something's going on with him. And he is taking it out on you because that's what people do sometimes, especially men who have a hard time expressing themselves. Like this is this is painful shit. And like he needs to get a handle on whatever's going on with him. Sounds like it gets worse too. He recently started saying weirdly misogynistic things when he's screaming at me. Oh my god. He started calling me really demeaning names and even saying I have an alpha or dominant personality and I'm trying to control him. He has all the control because he literally bullies me. He told me the other day in a fit of rage that he hates me. He's done with me. He only has sex with me because he wants to have sex. He's been cold and mean since, no affection, awkward, and lots of put downs, gaslighting. He won't answer something I said. I'll ask him if he heard me. He'll say he already answered. I'll say no, that didn't happen. And he'll say, I promise you it did. You just weren't listening. But I was literally looking at his mouth and I know he didn't say anything. God, oh, this is upsetting. I'm so sorry to this person. This sucks. And while I can empathize with him having a hard time, like this person loves you and she did nothing wrong, and you're just taking your disappointment or depression out on her, and like, there's really no excuse for that. It's really a horrible thing to do. And I hope he realizes how awful he's being at some point and gets a handle on it. Jeez, this fucking sucks, man. He didn't always hate me like this. He didn't always disrespect me. Oh. We went through a hard time financially for a few years and I paid our expenses. It honestly feels like it turned him into something else before that. He had rages, but they were never this bad. He was always trying to fix things with me. during that financial time, things just went off the rails. Can we get back to a safe place? We've been together for a long time. I just miss him. I used to love coming home with him. And now when we go out with people, I'm scared and sad to go home alone with him because I know he's going to be insanely mean and then go play video games or sulk and refuse to talk to me. This is not an uncommon thing at all. And if you don't stop it early, it can get really, really bad like this. Oof, that's rough. And add in the alcohol, and it's even worse. The alcohol and what kind of sounds like Andrew Tate adjacent content, and I'm starting to get scared. I, 34-year-old female, found my husband, 42-year-old male, messaging his coworker, 24-year-old female. Ooh. Uh-oh. This is my first post on Reddit. Please be kind. I'm looking for unbiased advice, hence why I'm here. 2 days ago, I found messages on my husband, 42-year-old male phone from his coworker, 24-year-old female. My husband works all sorts of hours. His job is demanding, and he normally averages 14 hours a day. A bit of background on myself. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I contribute over half the bills, pay for clothing, and extracurricular activities. I cook dinner, make lunch and breakfast. I clean the entire house and do all the washing. I take the children to the school activities. I also volunteer my time to charities. I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. I had lots of comments on how I contribute to the bills. I have a great job, earning great money, and I was able to save enough before having my children. I also did inherit, which made things much more comfortable. The messages were, in my belief, on the fallacious side. Love, heart, hand emojis. Unfortunately for me, he's deleted half the conversation, so I can't really get the gist of what they were talking about.
Seems pretty suspicious.
I've confronted my husband about this. He just says they're close friends. He could be her dad and tries to shut down the conversation by saying, why would I ruin our 8-year marriage? I don't know, man. Why does anybody ruin anything? Like, what do you mean? Now, I've never snooped my husband's phone in the whole 10 years we've been together. I've caught him going in mine a couple of times. I know going through someone's phone is wrong. I'm not sure what made me do it. I did look at the things on the messages that weren't deleted. They happened when I was out of the room, making dinner for our family. I'm hardly sleeping, not eating. I can't think straight. My question simply is, has anyone been through this type of situation? What was your outcome? I want to believe my husband, but something in the pit of my stomach doesn't feel right. How do I go forward? Go with your gut, girl. Like, honestly, if you think this is happening, it probably is. There's deleted conversations. They're talking very closely. He's being strange about it. Like, go with your gut. Like, yeah, and it seems like the comments agree with me. Yeah. My husband, 50-year-old male, wants to divorce me, 50-year-old female, because I got a tattoo. That's crazy. Kind of feels like he just wants a divorce. Oh, that's so long. TLDR. Thank you. I got a tattoo to honor my late mother. He says he begged me not to, and he can't look at me or be with me despite all the things I begged him for that haven't been important to him. I'm sorry. I'm not reading all that. That's fucked up, though. Don't divorce your wife over a tattoo she got. That's fucking stupid. Kind of sounds like he just wants to divorce you and was looking for an excuse and is using this to try to take some kind of moral high ground. But I don't know because I'm not reading all of this. Yeah, it seems like when your mother was dying, he offered you zero support. Like, yeah, this is fucked. This is so stupid. Your husband's
an asshole.
How many dates before first kiss? Maybe this one will be sweet and not horrifying. I, 24-year-old male, think I'm mostly a little confused. I just had a fourth date. I'm not sure what to think. She, 21-year-old female, came over to my place. We played a board game. I think she enjoyed. I made dinner, which she said was good, and we watched a movie I think she liked. We sat close to each other, but when I tried to get closer to look at her face to meet her eyes, she kind of leaned away and didn't look back. Afterwards, she had to go home early for work tomorrow, but I did ask her directly if she wanted to kiss. She said she'd want to hold hands first, and at some point it wasn't really there and wasn't sure when she'd be there. I really made an effort to do nice things, and I thought she might appreciate to buy some sunflowers, her favorite flower, make the food I thought she'd like, and get the water brand she's into because I know she's a picky eater. I guess I feel like I put a lot of effort into every date and spent the money for both of us, and I let her physical touch is an important love language to me, and I feel like I did everything I could to set a romantic evening, and it didn't happen. I do feel a little frustrated and disappointed. I guess I'm not sure where to go from here. I would appreciate any advice or support. Am I wasting my time? Hey, dude, uh, maybe just listen to what she says. She said she'd want to hold hands first at some point, and she wasn't there yet. I wasn't sure when she'd be there. Maybe just listen. Maybe just listen to a woman when she tells you things, okay? Like, she might just want to take things slow. Like, I don't agree with the commenters here who are just like, go give up. She doesn't like you, dude. Like, you should not be on Reddit. You should not be on Reddit. Like, this was a horrible idea to post this here. Just saying. Like, holy shit, dude. Dumb dumb. Just listen to her. Just listen to her. She said she wants to take it slow. Just listen to her and respect that. Or if you're not interested anymore, move on. Like, don't go to Reddit and be like, do you think she's interested? She wouldn't be going out with you. She went on dates with you. That one's annoying. Like, just listen to people when they tell you things. They're probably not trying to give you some kind of code. They're probably just trying to tell you what they feel. And likewise, when someone asks you how you feel, you should just tell them and not try to dance around it. I, 22-year-old male, went through my wife's 24-year-old female phone when she was sleeping. What now? How dare you? So I know what it looks like. I'm very well aware I was wrong for doing it, and it's a massive invasion of privacy, but I couldn't help myself because of my suspicions. I've seen her get constant notifications on Instagram and Snapchat from accounts that were clearly men. So before work, I took her phone and went to the bathroom and searched everything. It wasn't much of a surprise, but I saw multiple sexual DMs between her and other guys on Instagram, which were uh, people she knew well before our relationship. And then I went to Snapchat and I saw at the top of her recent messages was her ex, one that she dated back in fucking high school. Almost all the messages were her sending explicit pics of herself for what looked like the last year. This all made me very sick to my stomach, and I genuinely don't know what to do about it. I feel like I can't bring it up because it was obviously wrong for me to go through her phone, but I feel like cheating on your husband with your high school boyfriend is worse. Most of them are just giving him divorce advice. I don't know, like, if he was looking for that exactly, but like, yeah, your wife sounds like a bad person. I don't know if you're gonna try to like work it out with this person or not, but like, most of them are just giving you divorce advice. Okay. My 28-year-old male girlfriend, 26-year-old female, is punishing me on my birthday because I caught her in a white lie and I pressed on it. Advice? Tomorrow's my birthday, and yesterday my girlfriend got us tickets to a concert as a gift. During the concert, she suddenly started acting strangely, laughing, making cryptic comments, and texting a friend, which made me kind of uncomfortable, but I brushed it off. After the concert, I asked her about it. She lied, saying it was a joke, even though I could tell she wasn't being truthful. I pressed, and she kept denying anything happened, and I was creating a fake scenario. And it got me pressing even harder because I could tell she was lying. Until she was getting off my car to her house, she kept playing it down and saying nothing happened. I clarified I wasn't saying I believed she'd done something shady or bad, but I could tell she was lying and I wanted to know what was up. After not getting anything from her, I said that it shakes my trust knowing she's lying and sticking to it. Okay. That's when she told me she didn't want to talk about it because it was about my ex-girlfriend who supposedly was next to us with someone. I never noticed her, by the way. She got offended about me not trusting her and saying how I could think of not trusting her. I apologized for my outburst, insisting, but pointed out that even a simple "I don't want to talk about it now" would have been fine because I would have been the truth and I would have touched the subject another day a week. She cursed at me, saying how dare I accuse her of something like that, which I never did. And I just said she knew she was lying. I knew she was lying, and she would teach me a lesson by letting me spend my birthday alone. The conversation ended with her threatening to block me if I kept texting her. I texted her this morning, and after a few hours, just texted back, "Hello." I'm left feeling punished and controlled over a small incident, and I'm not sure how to navigate this dynamic without losing my peace of mind. Advice? I mean, you either trust her or you don't. So, like, is she telling the truth? Or are you just being really insecure? Because, like, yeah, maybe she is just like, she's mad because you're being super insecure all the time. And this is just one more time that you're being insecure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. From your framing, it seems like she could have just told you about it. But also, like, I don't know, man. If she's never given you a reason to distrust her, then just, like, let things go in the moment. Maybe and just bring them up later. Maybe you could have made that decision to just bring it up later and just let it go. Well, I think that's enough r/relationship advice for one day. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Red, and I'll see y'all next time.